Accra. Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Citi Prime News live from our studio at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Adjuatin Kramadom. Now, coming up in the next 30 minutes, high-power delegation of the NPP arrives at the Kumasi Traditional Council to intervene on behalf of Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Enchiposiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, who was summoned over comments deemed derogatory. Also coming up, Electoral Commission meets political parties today to deliberate on proposed change of election date from December 7 to November 7. Still ahead, Ghana Journalists Association in the Northern Region threatens legal action against the NDMP Farouk Aliu Mahama over assault on Citi FM Citi TV journalist Mohammed Aminu Alabira.
Certainly, we have a legal counsel and we're referring the matter to our legal aid department to see how best they can handle it.
And later, one person dead, another severely wounded in a farm at Brewanko in the Nkwanta South municipality in the Oti region. Police there have arrested 2 persons.
I know about 2 major people who have been arrested now.
Still on the Citi Prime News.
At the moment, I don't think it's going to hinder the African Continental Free Trade Area that much because Mali, these 3 countries really are not playing that significant a role except for Niger. You see, Niger was the only country that was the champion of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
We hear from the Economic Community of West African State analysts who says the exit of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger will not have severe impact on ECOWAS. We have details of these stories and more coming up in the next 30 minutes. Remember, this bulletin is live on Facebook, on Citi 97.3 FM, also live on all our partner stations across the country. In the Western region, we're on Premier 100.5 FM in Takoradi and Beach 105.5 FM also in Takoradi. In Bono region, we're on Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyai. In the Ashanti region, this is Orange FM 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, find us on Global 105.1 FM in Ho, Adanu 107.7 FM at Dakluwaya. In the Northern region, this is Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West region, Westlink 88.1 FM Laura. In the Upper East region, Source 100.1 FM in Boko. And in the Northeast region, Scarp 101.3 FM.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
We're grateful you could join us. Let's take you to the Ashanti region to begin with, because we know the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Enchiposiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, is currently at the Menchia Palace following summons by the Kumasi Traditional Council. The Traditional Council summoned Chairman Wontumi over some alleged derogatory remarks he made against the Asantehene Otumfuo Seitu II during the vetting of parliamentary aspirants in Menchia South. He was accompanied by the Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei Mensah, the National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Stephen Intim, and some party executives. Let's speak to our Ashanti Regional Correspondent, Hafiz Sijani, who is at the Menchia Palace currently. Hafiz, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time here on the news.
Thank you, Adja.
Has the Traditional Council begun its hearing yet?
Yes, the Traditional Council has begun its hearing, and currently on his feet is Chairman Wontumi, who is narrating what transpired on the D-Day when the vetting was happening. So, you know, the altercation between the Kokoso, the chief of Kokoso, Nana Kokudia, who is also the Council of Elders chair in the Menchia South constituency, of the MPP was also there at the vetting. The altercation ensued between the two of them, where the Chairman Wuntumi allegedly made these derogatory remarks. So the council, the Kumasi Traditional Council, today began sitting on the matter. But a while ago, the members of the council had excused the MPP executives and the top MPP leadership. They had a meeting privately and came back. So after they came, the sitting continued, and they asked the Kokosohene to narrate what transpired on that D-Day. So he narrated his side of the story. So Chairman Wuntumi is currently also recounting what happened on that day. So the council is still hearing this.
Hafiz, we know that the Chairman Wuntumi has maintained that he has not made any such derogatory comments, but do we know the posture he's entering this particular meeting with?
Well, coming in, Chairman Wuntumi looked sober. He was in ash dress, top and down ash dress. He came in changing presence from security and he looked.
Hafiz, kindly reposition yourself. We are losing you on the line, but if you can hear me now, we know a high-power delegation accompanied Chairman Wuntumi today to the palace. Who are the members of this delegation?
We have the Ashanti Regional Minister, the MPP, Stephen Ayinsun, the national leader of the party, Henry Nana Boachi, the Chief Policy Minister, Semina Samoa Boaking, and we have other regional executives of the party who are present here, with Chairman Wuntumi himself present.
Now, before I let you go, so you can follow the proceedings, talk to us about the security arrangement put in place ahead of this particular hearing.
Well, so the main entrance has been barricaded. Only people who have business here are allowed into the main meeting ground, the chiefs as well as the media. Police officers are stationed at vantage locations. There's a military man currently at the main entrance to the meeting ground, and they would have to check anyone who is entering. So there's a high security beef up here in at the Mencha Palace.
Thank you very much. Hafiz Tijani is Ashanti Regional Correspondent reporting live from the Mencha Palace, where Chairman Wuntumi is currently facing the Kumasi Traditional Council. We'll do well to bring you details of the outcome in our subsequent bulletins. But from Kumasi, let's come back to the Greater Accra region, because the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament has ordered the Western Regional Director of the Controller and Accountants General's Department to refund an amount of 32,620 cedis with interest to the state. The order follows his failure to recover the said amount after overpaying pension gratuity to a retired fire officer. In 2017, Elijah Ankra, a station officer of the fire service, was paid 66,337 cedis instead of 33,716 cedis following his voluntary retirement. The Auditor General has, however, questioned the payment. Here's Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, James Kluche Aveji, during a sitting in Accra.
If you read the recommendation in paragraph 113 of the reports, the auditor says that we recommended that the Controller and Accountant General should ensure that the Regional Director recovers the amount with interest at the Bank of Ghana prevailing rates from Mr. Elijah Ankra, failing which the amount should be recovered from the Regional Director. Now, the Regional Director has failed to recover the money from Mr. Elijah Ankra. So this committee is upholding the recommendation of the Auditor General that the Regional Director for Western Region, Controller and Accountant General should refund the 32,620 Ghana cedis 85 pesos with interest at the prevailing Bank of Ghana rates to government chest.
James Kluchi-Aveji is chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, but let's stay with the committee because the Deputy Finance Minister, Benaose Asare, has defended the 2017 financial sector cleanup, which led to the liquidation of 420 institutions. This was in response to the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, James Kluchi-Aveji, who attributed the tax default of some of the institutions to the financial sector cleanup. The Ghana Revenue Authority has revealed that the defunct financial institutions owe in excess of 9 million cedis in taxes. Here are excerpts from a Public Accounts Committee sitting today.
The cost of the decision to the banking sector cleanup, there's a cost to it. It's even affecting the government itself. That is why the defunct bank cannot pay their taxes to government. Honorable Deputy Minister, will you agree with me that the decision to clean the banks has a cost to us also, apart from what the Minister of Finance will come and tell Parliament, we spend this amount of money. The revenue inflow, which is not coming, is also cost to us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, there are two things here. The fact that government was able to save depositors' money. You see that as a cost, but for the depositors who had their monies in there, they needed to get their money, so government had to intervene. In everything that we do here, it comes with a cost.
Okay, you have answered my question.
But
that there's a cost to what you have done. We have done. There's a cost.
Our citizens better.
Who told you that those of us who have money there were not getting our money? Who told you? Me.
Mr. Chairman, respectfully,
I was getting my money.
Mr. Chairman, respectfully, we have colleagues here who have their money. Yes.
Honorable Dr. Isaac Opoku.
Yes.
You just said that the depositor money which have been.
I said needed to be protected, Mr. Chairman. Not all the banks have received their money because some are in
He still hasn't received his money.
Mr. Chairman, because some of the banks have taken government to court, and we all know this is a house of law. You cannot talk about it, Mr. Chairman. So respectfully, that is the situation.
Excerpts from a Public Accounts Committee sitting today from Parliament will do some labour issues. Now, members of the Ghana Association of University Administrators, GAWA, have begun a strike over the failure of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to address the concerns of university senior staff. According to the association, the calls for the payment of their two-tier pension and overtime allowance requests have gone unheeded, resulting in the strike. Speaking to Citi News, General Secretary of GAWA, Richard Afriye, said the strike is in full force across public universities.
We did indicate that today, being Monday, 29th January, we are going to lay down our truth. We have actually gone ahead, and the strike, as I'm talking to you now, has commenced. It's now effective. And our members, all the government members, the various 16 public universities across the country have been asked to lay down their tools. And our report indicates that we have done. We met our management and we explained things to them why we will not be able to come to work today or lay down our tools until February. So we've taken personnel from all the other campuses, all the other institutions across the country, and the response is positive that all our members have actually laid down their tools, and they are not at work and cooperating with our strike. So the strike is on, and the further notice, as we rightly indicated.
That was General Secretary of the Ghana Association of University Administrators. We'll take you now to the OT region, where we understand 2 persons have been arrested in connection with a shooting incident which has led to the death of one at Brewanko, a farming community in the Nkwanta South municipality of that region. Another person who sustained gunshot wounds is said to be in critical condition and is receiving treatment at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Nkwanta. The deceased, 25-year-old Kwabena Boame was killed while harvesting cassava with 3 others. Although it is unclear whether the shooting is related to the recent conflict in the area, several residents continue to live in fear despite calls for peace. In an interview with Citi News, the assembly member for the area, Christian Ninki, says calm has returned to the area.
It is the tribal conflict because the people are close. That farming land of the Abroanko people is close to the Odomi, a nearby community, which are also involved in the clash with the Judees. They are the challenge. So looking at things, it's like people who are close to them came attacking them from the report. Currently, all the chiefs went to Dambai at a research meeting, and they all agreed that there is never going to be an issue of that sort. And all of a sudden, this news that there is a kind of, and it is not in only that farm. There were a lot of places that the people moved to and attacking those in the farm. So it was due to the help of the security that people came home safely. I think I know about 2 major people who have been arrested now. There is one Fales Donko who has been arrested. According to one of the victims, the people who ran from the farm, he was chased by that Fales and other colleagues. So Fales was with Cutlass at that moment, chasing him, ordered him to stop, and he took to Israel. And then one, Amebo Kwasi Frank, that has also been caught by the cording and searching work of the security, the military, at Odomi. That is Odomi. And the Frank is also from Odomi. He was possessed with what? He was having ammunition. That is, AA something bullets with him. So he was caught with the bullets.
You heard the assembly member for Brawanko, Christian Indinki. Now, a security analyst, Colonel Festus Abuaje, retired, has backed recommendations by the Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Interior to probe the mayhem unleashed on residents of Ashaiman. The committee, among other things, recommended that internal security investigations must be the preserve of the Ghana Police Service. Let's now go on the phone lines and speak with Colonel Festus Abuaje, who has joined us on the line for more on this. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for your time here on the news. What will be your initial thoughts on the recommendations, apart from the fact that you were backing these recommendations for internal security to be the preserve of the Ghana Police Service?
Well, thanks for having me. I think the point that I made, and I'm trying to re-emphasize, is that any matters bordering on law enforcement, which includes investigations of incidents, whether criminal or otherwise, is constitutionally the mandate for the Ghana Police Service. So, in the situation of Ashiaman, for instance, I was a bit concerned that the operation by the military was based on intelligence, as explained in the report. Now, when intelligence leads operations, at the end of the operations, we want to have some evidence, concrete evidence, that substantiates the intelligence in the first place. In the case of Ashaman, as well as Ayawa spoke on, it was not the military operations that led to the apprehension of the suspects. It was rather the Ghana Police Service that came and used tested police methods to identify and apprehend those suspects. So it must be something that all of us should be concerned about. Now, on the question of collective punishment, I've been an instructor myself. I've also been a trainee as an officer cadet. And at both ends of the spectrum, collective punishment is used to build esprit de corps amongst the recruits or the enlisted officer cadets. Collective punishment is not to be used, as in the case of Asham, where you go into a community and it is presumed that every Tom, Dick, Harry in that community was part of the event that led to the demise of the soldier.
Mm.
So 100, upward of 180 thereabout, were subjected to brutalities. It doesn't help to reinforce civil-military relations. It's counterproductive. So it's not a method that must be used in such circumstances, but rather to allow the appropriate institution of state to lead on those operations and find the culprits. But now we have attached cost to the state, in the long run, because there's compensation that has to be paid.
Colonel, we are grateful for your time here on the news. Colonel Festus Abwaje, retired is a security expert. Now, we'll take a quick breather here, but when we return, the Electoral Commission is meeting political parties today to deliberate on proposed change of election date from December 7 to November 7. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
The Heritage Caravan 2024 is officially sold out. The buses are primed, participants are eager, and the itinerary is loaded. Now pack your bags and get on the Heritage Caravan. From the Greater Accra region to the Volta region to the Eastern region to the Bono region, Ahafo region, Bono East region to the Upper East region to the Northern region to the Savannah region to the Northeast region to the Ashanti region to the Western North region to the Western region, the Central region, and back to the Greater Accra region. The Heritage Caravan will last for 8 days from Sunday the 3rd of March to Sunday the 10th of March 2024. An expedition full of excitement, education, information, wonderful memories, and great bonding moments awaits you. This is a journey of a lifetime to discover Ghana. Follow all Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM social media handles for updates with the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2024. The Heritage Caravan 2024 is powered by Citi TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by the National Lottery Authority, Goyle PLC, and Hollard Insurance. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Opeyin, what is this I'm hearing about some economic census?
Yes, the Ghana Statistical Service is conducting a nationwide census of all businesses called the Integrated Business Establishment Survey, popularly known as IBES.
A census of businesses? What is that for?
Well, for businesses to grow, they will need data on all business activities for decision-making to enhance their profitability.
Hey! So does it mean my top bar is part of this exercise?
Of course it is. All businesses, whether for profits or non-profits, are included.
Okay, but won't my personal information be disclosed?
Not at all. Data collected will be kept confidential and used solely for statistical purposes, so your individual information is well protected.
Really? So when is it starting and how can I help?
This exercise will begin in January 2024. Help by giving the right information to the field staff who will be visiting your business.
Remember, support GSS to provide you with the right data for your business growth and national development. 2024 IBES, data for prudent business decisions.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's do some other stories. The Electoral Commission, together with some political parties, are locked up in an IPAC meeting to discuss the EC's proposal to change the date for holding the 2024 general election. The EC is seeking to convince the parties to agree for the polls to be held on November 7, a month earlier than the December 7 date, which has been the traditional date for elections since 1996. The proposal has received opposition from the National Democratic Congress, which has made a return to IPAC. Now, the Electoral Commission is seeking to convince all political parties, including the National Democratic Congress, at this crucial meeting being held at the Electoral Commission's head office. Away from that, the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association has called on the government and police service to take action against persons who attack journalists in their line of duty. This follows a recent attack on Citi FM Citi TV's reporter Aminu Alabira by the Yendi Member of Parliament Farouk Aliu Mahama in the just ended New Patriotic Party parliamentary primaries. Now, the association has further expressed its support with the Ghana Journalists Association in their condemnation of the attack by the MP. In an interview with Citi News, the president of GEBA, Cecil Sunkwame, called on political parties to sensitize their members against violence, particularly ahead of the 2024 elections.
We're calling on government and especially the police that all the complaints that have been hearing, we would want to see action. Irrespective of who it is, we want to see the same action immediately. These are not hoodlums, these are very visible politicians. And we wish that they take the appropriate step. And also to aware to the parties that we have started the central region. There is a blackout specifically on the MP that was involved. And we would maintain and spread that effectively as possible. And we'll look at further actions, especially with what has happened in the northern region. We must put a stop to this.
Cecil Sunkwame is president of the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association. Now to more stories this afternoon, human rights lawyer Francis Xavier Susu is making a move to escalate issues with the law on death penalty to the ECOWAS Court of Justice. The lawyer expresses his pleasure with a death sentence handed 6 coup plotters after being found guilty of conspiring to commit high treason and committing high treason. Mr. Susu says the verdict was disheartening, arguing that the world had advanced. Xavier Susu also emphasized that it was high time the country considered reviewing the law, and the best place to take that decision is the ECOWAS court.
The new act which has been gazetted, which is now the Criminal Amendment Act 2023 Act 1101, is the law. The president, by merely writing a letter, will not change the law and indicating that he wants to change the accent. It never happens. In fact, what he's doing is completely unpresidential and is actually even unconstitutional. And so it will be a good basis for even the CSOs to come together and all other human rights and progressives for us to hit not only the court, but we can actually test this position also at the ECOWAS court and ask for declaration, because the ECOWAS court, by the protocol, the optional protocol that Ghana has signed to the ECOWAS court, Ghana has asked that it will be bound by the ECOWAS court decision. And the ECOWAS court actually enforces the international conventions, both the ICCPR, and enforces the Universal Declaration on Human Rights, and also has the jurisdiction to enforce human rights provisions in the Constitution.
Francis Xavier Susu is a human rights lawyer and member of parliament for Medina. Let's take you to the court now. The jury in the murder trial of Major Mahama is expected to announce the verdict on the 14 people standing trial for counts of conspiracy to murder and abetment of murder. The case, which has traveled since 2017, is at its latter stage as both the prosecution and the accused have presented their case before the judge and jury. The judge, Justice Mariam Owusu, is summing the law on the charges as well as evidence presented in the course of the trial to help with deliberations of the jury. And now, analyst with the Economic Community for West African State, ECOWAS, Emmanuel Bensa, has said the exit of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger from ECOWAS may not have a huge impact on the regional bloc. Leaders of the 3 countries made the announcement following the stance of ECOWAS on the recent coup recorded there. Mr. Bensa, in an interview with Citi News, however, urged the ECOWAS to re-engage the juntas in strengthening democratic principles on the continent.
At the moment, I don't think it's going to hinder the African Continental Free Trade Area that much, because Mali, these 3 countries really are not playing that significant a role, except for Niger. You see, Niger was the only country that was the champion of the African Continental Free Trade Area when the African Continental Free Trade Area was established in 2018. The framework, it was launched. Niger president became the champion, promoting the cause of African Continental Free Trade Area and rallying member states to the fact that it was important to ratify and sign. Now that Niger has been is in this situation, I think the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat's hands are tied because it is not in their remit to work on peace and security. Their remit is to support member states.
You heard Emmanuel Bensa. He is an ECOWAS analyst. Before we go, the Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has revealed that he will summon the Minister for Roads and Highways before Parliament to answer questions regarding the collapsed Seyi-Kope Bridge. And in his district, speaking to City News, the MP says the truck that caused the accident is still stuck in the river. Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa noted that despite paying canoe operators to ferry constituents across the river, the Roads Minister must be held accountable.
Right from when this bridge got submerged, when it became weak, and what had to be done, it's really a miracle that no life was lost. Perhaps because of the time the truck was using that bridge, because it's a very busy bridge. If the truck had been attempting to use the bridge during the day, because that's the same bridge that pedestrians use, only God knows how many people will have lost.
That was Member of Parliament for North Tongue constituency Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, and that's our package for you for this afternoon's edition of Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. For more news, visit citynewsroom.com. My name is Ajwa Tenkrama Domna. Thank you very much for listening. Good afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973. Breaking